The thing you are trying so hard to control may be the very thing that needs space to find its way to you. Sometimes life does not delay because it wants to hurt you. Sometimes life slows something down because your heart is tired, your mind is full, and your hands have been holding too tightly to an outcome that was never meant to be forced. You may think you are waiting for life to move, but life may be waiting for you to stop fighting the flow. What belongs to you will not need you to lose yourself. What is truly meant for your path will not ask you to beg, chase, panic, or break your own peace just to keep it close. There comes a time when the soul becomes tired of pushing. You wake up and you try to make things happen. You think about what should change, who should come back, what door should open, what answer should arrive, what sign should appear. You may smile on the outside, but inside there is a quiet pressure, a pressure that says, why is it not here yet? Why is it not working? Why does it feel so far away? And without even knowing it, your whole body begins to live in that pressure. Your thoughts move fast. Your heart feels heavy. Your energy keeps reaching towards something that has not arrived yet, and you forget to be here with yourself. Trying too hard can look like strength from the outside. It can look like effort. It can look like being serious about your dreams, serious about love, serious about healing, serious about your future. But deep inside, you know when effort has turned into fear. You know when your heart is no longer moving with trust, but with panic. You know when you are no longer creating from peace, but trying to fix the future because you are scared of what might happen if you stop. That is where the pain begins. Not because you care too much, but because you have started to believe that life cannot bring you anything good unless you force every part of it yourself. Maybe you have spent a long time trying to make something happen. You tried to say the right thing. You tried to be more patient. You tried to be more loving. You tried to be more useful. You tried to be less emotional, less needy, less honest about what you felt. You tried to become the kind of person who would finally be chosen, finally be noticed, finally be understood, finally be safe. And yet, after all that trying, something inside still felt empty. Because when you are forcing, you are not standing in your worth. You are standing in fear that what you want will leave unless you keep holding it with both hands. This is why forcing feels so tiring. It is not only about the thing you want, it is about what you believe you must become in order to receive it. When you force love, you may begin to believe you are not enough as you are. When you force success, you may begin to believe rest is dangerous. When you force answers, you may begin to believe silence means rejection. When you force timing, you may begin to believe that life is against you. And slowly, the mind starts building stories that hurt the heart. It says, maybe I missed it. Maybe I am too late. Maybe others are luckier. Maybe I am forgotten. But those thoughts are not truth. They are the sound of a tired heart trying to feel safe. What if the thing you are trying to force is not blocked because you are unworthy, What if it is not moving because the way you are holding it is hurting you? What if life is not asking you to give up, but asking you to stop turning your desire into pain? There is a soft difference between wanting something and needing it so badly that you lose your center. Wanting can be open. Wanting can be clean. Wanting can come from love. But forcing often comes from fear. Forcing says, I must have this now or I will not be okay. Trust says, I can desire this deeply and still be safe while life works. You may have been taught that if you want something, you must fight for it until you cannot breathe freely anymore. You may have been taught that rest means weakness, that surrender means failure, that letting go means losing. But the heart knows a deeper truth. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stop gripping what is cutting your hands. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is step back from what keeps making you question your own worth. Sometimes the most powerful movement is not pushing forward, but returning to yourself with honesty and saying, I will not abandon my peace to make something arrive before it is ready. Life does not always answer when the mind demands it. Life moves in ways that are deeper than the mind can see. A door may stay closed because another one is being prepared. A person may stay silent because your heart is being shown what it has outgrown. A plan may fall apart because your spirit is being moved towards something that fits you better. At first, it may look like loss. It may feel unfair. It may make you want to push Eve in harder. But later, when your heart becomes calm enough to see clearly, you may understand that not every delay is against you. Some delays are protection. Some silence is guidance. Some closed doors are mercy, wearing a form you did not recognize at the time. When you are forcing, you often cannot hear the gentle voice inside. The voice of wisdom is not loud. It does not scream. It does not fight with fear. It speaks quietly through your body, through your peace, through the small feeling that says, this is too heavy. This is not how love should feel. This is not how life should be held. But when the mind is busy trying to control everything, that quiet voice becomes hard to hear. You keep asking the outside world what it means when your own heart has been trying to speak. You keep looking for proof when your body has already been telling you that forcing is costing you too much. And still, please be gentle with yourself. You did not start forcing because you were weak. You started forcing because something mattered to you. You started forcing because you wanted to feel safe. You wanted to be loved. You wanted to be chosen. You wanted to know that your life was moving somewhere good. You wanted to stop feeling left behind. You wanted relief. There is nothing wrong with wanting. There is nothing wrong with caring. The healing begins when you stop punishing yourself for being human and begin to see that the tightness inside you is not your true nature. It is a learned way of trying to protect your heart. Maybe in the past, things left suddenly. Maybe people changed without warning. Maybe promises were made and broken. Maybe you learned that good things could disappear if you were not careful. So now, when something matters, your heart may reach for control. It may think, if I can hold this tightly enough, it will not leave. If I can understand every detail, I will not be surprised. If I can make this happen faster, I will not hurt. But control does not heal fear. It only keeps the fear busy. Real healing begins when you let your nervous heart learn that it can be safe without holding everything so tightly. There is a kind of peace that comes when you finally stop arguing with what is not ready. Not because you no longer care, but because you choose not to suffer while life is still moving. You can still have dreams. You can still love. You can still hope. You can still take kind action. But you do not have to turn every desire into a battle. You do not have to chase what is meant to meet you. You do not have to keep proving your worth to what cannot see it. You do not have to live as if life will only bless you when you are exhausted. Let this truth settle gently in your heart. What belongs to you will not require you to become someone you are not. It will not require you to shrink. It will not require you to lose sleep, lose your voice, lose your joy, or lose your connection to yourself. What belongs to you may stretch you. It may grow you. It may ask, whoa, how to become more honest, more patient, more open, more brave. But it will not ask you to betray your own soul. There is a big difference between growth and self-abandonment. Growth makes you deeper. Forcing makes you smaller. When life is truly bringing something to you, you may feel movement even in the quiet. You may not have all the answers, but you feel a soft steadiness inside. You may not know the exact timing, but you feel less desperate to control it. You may still feel uncertain, but there is a gentle space around the uncertainty. That space is trust. Trust does not mean you never feel afraid. Trust means fear is no longer the one making every choice. Trust means you can hold a desire without letting it hold you prisoner. So today, allow yourself to notice where you have been trying too hard. Notice where your heart has been pushing, chasing, begging, fixing, explaining, checking, proving. Notice where your energy has been leaving you and living inside someone else's response, someone else's choice, someone else's timing, someone else's attention. Notice it without shame. You are not wrong for wanting love. You are not wrong for wanting clarity. You are not wrong for wanting your life to feel better. But you are allowed to want those things without hurting yourself in the process. You are allowed to soften. You are allowed to stop carrying the whole future on your back. You are allowed to stop trying to force a door open just because you are afraid there will be no other door. You are allowed to believe that life is not finished with you. You are allowed to believe that what is right for you can reach you without you breaking your spirit to receive it. And maybe this is where the shift begins, not in the outside world first, but inside your own heart. The moment you stop treating life like something you must wrestle into place, you begin to feel the quiet power of being supported. Forcing makes the heart heavy because it teaches you to live outside yourself. Your mind keeps moving toward the future, toward the answer, toward the message, toward the result, toward the thing you want to happen. But your body is here. Your heart is here. Your life is here. And when your attention is always running ahead, trying to pull tomorrow into today, you become separated from your own peace. You may be doing many things, but you are not truly resting inside yourself. You may be speaking, working, praying, hoping, planning, but underneath it all, there is a quiet ache that says, I cannot relax until I know. That ache becomes heavy because the heart was not made to live under constant pressure. Your heart was made to love, to open, to feel, to trust, to receive, to grow. It was not made to carry fear every moment. It was not made to monitor every sign and measure every silence. It was not made to keep asking, is it coming? Is it leaving? Did I do enough? Did I make a mistake? When the heart becomes a place of constant checking, it loses its natural softness. It begins to feel like life is a test, that you're always afraid of failing. But life is not asking you to perform for love. Life is inviting you to return to truth. When you force, you often believe you are solving something. You believe you are making life move faster. You believe you are making the outcome safer. But forcing usually creates more fear. The more you push, the more you feel that nothing is enough. The more you chase, the farther away peace seems to be. The more you try to control every detail, the more details appear for you to worry about. This is how the mind becomes trapped. It tells you control will bring relief, but control only creates another reason to control. Peace does not come from having every answer. Peace comes when you stop making your safety depend on an answer. There is a deep difference between inspired action and fearful action. Inspired action feels clear even if it asks courage from you. It comes from a grounded place. It respects your body. It respects your timing. It respects your worth. Fearful action feels tight. It rushes. It pushes. It feels like if you do not act now, everything will fall apart. It may even speak in a voice that sounds urgent and convincing. But after you follow it, you often feel more tired than before. You may feel relief for a moment, but soon the fear comes back and asks for more proof. Forcing makes the heart heavy because it turns every desire into a demand. Instead of saying, I would love this, the mind says, I must have this or I cannot be okay. Instead of saying, I hope this works, the mind says, if this does not work, nothing good will ever come. Instead of saying, I want love, the mind says, if this person does not choose me, I am not worthy. These thoughts are painful because they place your whole sense of safety inside one outcome. And no outcome, no person, no door, no timeline is strong enough to hold all of your peace. Your peace must come back to you. When the heart is heavy, it often means you have placed your power somewhere outside yourself. You may have placed it in a person's reply. You may have placed it in a decision that has not been made. You may have placed it in money that has not arrived. You may have placed it in a dream that is taking longer than you expected. You may have placed it in a sign, a promise, a memory, or a future picture you keep replaying in your mind. And because your power is outside you, you feel empty within yourself. The healing is not to stop caring. The healing is to bring your power back home. You can care deeply and still stay connected to yourself. You can desire something and still sleep with a calmer heart. You can hope for a beautiful outcome and still treat today as sacred. You can love someone and still not chase them into seeing your worth. You can dream of a new life and still bless the life you have now. This is not weakness. This is balance. This is the place where desire becomes lighter. When you stop making your whole life depend on one all-nesser, your heart begins to breathe again in a natural way. Forcing also makes the heart heavy because it blocks the feeling of being guided. When you are pushing from fear, you may not notice the small signs of peace. You may not notice the door that opens gently because you are still staring at the door that remains closed. You may not notice the people who love you because you are focused on the one who is unsure. You may not notice the quiet progress you have made because you are measuring your life by what has not happened yet. Fear narrows your vision. Trust opens it. When you stop forcing, you begin to see that life has been speaking in more ways than one. Sometimes the heaviness comes from trying to control someone else's path. You want them to understand. You want them to change. You want them to choose you. You want them to become ready. You want them to see what you see. And because you care, you keep trying to pull them into the version of life your heart wants. But another person's timing is not your home. Another person's healing is not your job. Another person's readiness is not something you can force into being. You can love, but you cannot become the soul of another person. You can speak truth, but you cannot make someone receive it. You can offer kindness, but you cannot make them value it. This is painful to accept, but it is also freeing. Because the moment you stop trying to move what is not yours to move, you begin to feel energy returning to your own life. You begin to ask better questions, not how do I make this person change, but what is this teaching me about my worth? Not how do I force this door open, but what kind of door honors my peace? Not how do I make life hurry, but how can I become steady while life unfolds? These questions do not make you powerless. They return you to the only place where your true power lives. A heavy heart is often a heart that has been waiting for permission to rest. It has been trying to be strong for too long. It has been holding hope and fear at the same time. It has been trying to believe while also preparing for disappointment. It has been carrying old wounds into new moments. It has been looking at the future through the pain of the past. So when something does not happen quickly, the heart does not only feel delay, it feels every old delay, every old rejection, every old silence, every old goodbye. That is why the present can feel so much heavier than it looks from the outside. This is where you must become kind to yourself. Do not speak to your tired heart as if it is foolish. Do not shame yourself for wanting certainty. Do not attack yourself for caring. Your heart is not wrong. It is healing, and healing does not always look calm at first. Sometimes healing looks like noticing how afraid you have been. Sometimes healing looks like realizing that you have been chasing peace in places that cannot give it to you. Sometimes healing looks like feeling the weight you carried and finally deciding you do not want to live that way anymore. Forcing can also hide behind good intentions. You may say, "I am only trying to help." You may say, "I am only trying to make things better." You may say, "I am only trying to protect what I love." And maybe that is true. But even a loving intention can become painful when it is mixed with fear. Love does not need to squeeze the life out of what it touches. Love does not need to control every breath of the journey. Love allows room. Love respects timing. Love honors truth. Love is strong enough to stand in its own light without begging another light to turn on. Your heart becomes lighter when you begin to trust that you do not have to force what is honest. What is honest will reveal itself. What is aligned will not keep you in endless confusion. What is for your growth will meet you with a deeper kind of clarity, even if the path takes time. This does not mean every good thing is easy. Beautiful things can still ask patience. Real love can still ask maturity. A new life can still ask courage. But there is a difference between a challenge that helps you grow and a struggle that keeps breaking your spirit. Your body often knows the difference before your mind is ready to admit it. When something is not aligned, forcing it may keep it alive longer than it was meant to stay. That is a hard truth, but it is a healing truth. Sometimes we keep watering what has already stopped growing because we are afraid to face the space it would leave behind. Sometimes we keep explaining ourselves to people who have already decided not to understand. Sometimes we keep knocking on doors that only open enough to keep us hoping, but never enough to let us enter with peace. And the heart becomes heavy because it knows it deserves more than half-open doors and half-safe love. Letting go of force does not mean you stop caring about your dreams. It means you stop using fear as the way to reach them. It means you stop making life prove itself every hour. It means you stop making your worth depend on what arrives today. It means you stop believing that if something is slow, it must be lost. Some things are slow because they are deep. Some things are delayed because they are being shaped. Some things are removed because they would have kept you far from yourself. Some things do not answer because silence is the answer your heart was afraid to hear. The heart becomes lighter when it no longer has to pretend. You can admit, I wanted this so much. You can admit, I am tired of trying to control it. You can admit, I do not know what will happen, but I want to stop hurting myself while I wait. This honesty is sacred. It brings you back from the battle in your mind to the truth in your body. It helps you stop performing strength and begin living from softness. And softness is not weakness. Softness is the place where your real strength can finally move without the ear leading the way. There is a calm power in saying, I will do my part, but I will not do life's part. Your part is to show up with love. Your part is to be honest with yourself. Your part is to take the next right step when it feels clear. Your part is to heal what is asking for care. Your part is to stop abandoning yourself for an outcome. But life also has a part. Timing has a part. Other people have a part. The unseen has a part. You cannot carry all parts and still feel free. You were never meant to be the whole universe by yourself. So if your heart has been heavy, let this be the beginning of release. You do not have to know how everything will work. You do not have to make every person understand. You do not have to hold every possible future in your mind. You do not have to live in fear that life will forget you if you stop pushing. Life knows where you are. Love knows where you are. What belongs to your path knows how to find you when your heart is no longer hiding under the weight of control. Life begins to move differently when you stop gripping. Not because you have stopped caring, but because your energy is no longer trapped inside fear. When you loosen your hold, you create space. And space is not empty. Space is where life can breathe. Space is where new answers can enter. Space is where your body can calm down enough to receive what your anxious mind could not see. When your hands are closed too tightly, they cannot receive. When your heart is closed around one outcome, it cannot notice the other ways life is trying to bless you. Stopping the grip does not mean throwing your dreams away. It does not mean becoming passive. It does not mean saying nothing matters. It means you stop choking the life out of what you love. It means you stop trying to drag the future into your present through fear. It means you stop treating your desire like a problem that must be solved right now. You can still want what you want. You can still move toward what feels right. But now you move from a place of trust instead of panic. And that changes everything. When you are gripping, your energy feels tight. You may feel tense in your body. You may feel restless in your thoughts. You may feel unable to enjoy what is already good because all your attention is on what has not arrived. But when you begin to let go, even a little, something inside starts to settle. You remember that this moment matters too. You remember that your life is not only the missing thing. You remember that you are more than the answer you are waiting for. You remember that there is still beauty here, still support here, still breath here, still a path under your feet. The mind may be afraid of this kind of letting go. It may say, if I stop thinking about it, I will lose it. It may say, if I stop checking, it will disappear. It may say, if I stop trying so hard, nothing will happen. But the deeper part of you knows that fear is not the same as devotion. Worry is not the same as love. Control is not the same as faith. You can be devoted without being desperate. You can care without clinging. You can trust without knowing every step. This is the place where life begins to meet you more gently. Think of how many things in life grow because they are given space. A seed does not open because someone stands over it in fear. A flower does not bloom because it is pulled from the soil. The sun rises without being forced. The tide moves without being begged. Your body heals in many quiet ways you do not control. Life has always known how to move beneath the surface, and you are part of life. You are not outside of it, struggling alone. The same wisdom that moves seasons, oceans, and stars also moves through you. But fear can make you forget that you belong to something larger than your worry. When you stop gripping, you begin to act from a clearer place. You no longer send the message because panic told you to. You no longer make the choice because fear shouted the loudest. You no longer say yes when your heart is asking for rest. You no longer chase what keeps stepping away. You begin to notice the difference between an open door and a door you are trying to break down. You begin to respect the quiet feeling inside you that knows when something is peaceful and when something is only familiar. This is where life starts to bring what truly belongs to you, because you are no longer filling every space with fear. Sometimes the blessing could not enter because your hands were full of old worry. Sometimes the new path could not appear because your eyes were fixed on the path that was ending. Sometimes the love that honors you could not reach you because you were still trying to earn love from someone who could not give it freely. Sometimes the answer was near, but your mind was too loud to hear it. When you soften, your life becomes easier to guide. Letting life move does not mean every day becomes perfect. It means you stop adding suffering to what is already uncertain. There may still be waiting. There may still be unknowns. There may still be moments when your heart wants to run back into control. But now you have a new way. You can notice the fear without obeying it. You can feel the desire without turning it into panic. You can take a step without demanding the whole staircase. You can allow life to reveal more before you decide that nothing is happening. Many beautiful things happen quietly before they become visible. A new chapter may begin inside your heart long before anything changes outside. A new strength may be growing in you while life still looks the same. A new kind of love may be preparing to meet you while you are still healing from the old one. A new chance may be forming through people, places, and timing you cannot yet see. If you judge life only by what appears today, you may miss the quiet work being done beneath the surface. Trust often begins in the place where nothing looks different yet. But so, anything inside you feels ready to stop suffering. When you stop gripping, you also stop confusing delay with denial. Not everything that takes time is being taken away. Not everything quiet is gone. Not every closed door means you are unwanted. Sometimes life is not saying no. Sometimes life is saying, not this way. Sometimes life is saying, not with this much fear. Sometimes life is saying, there is a better path, but you must stop forcing the old one. And sometimes life is saying, rest now, you have done enough for this moment. These messages can only be heard when the heart is not fighting every silence. You may have spent so much time pushing that peace feels unfamiliar. At first, letting go may feel like emptiness. It may feel strange not to chase. It may feel strange not to check. It may feel strange not to plan every detail. But that empty space is not a punishment. It is room. Room for your energy to return. Room for your body to feel safe. Room for your mind to become clear. Room for life to bring something that is not shaped by panic. Do not rush to fill that space with old habits. Let the space teach you that nothing terrible happens when you choose peace. There is a beautiful moment when you begin to feel your energy coming back from the places where you left it. It comes back from the person you kept trying to understand. It comes back from the future you kept trying to control. It comes back from the door you kept pushing against. It comes back from the fear that said you had to hurry. And as it returns, you begin to feel more like yourself again. You may not have the final answer, but you have yourself. And having yourself is the beginning of receiving everything in a healthier way. When your energy returns, your choices become cleaner. You stop choosing from emptiness. You stop reaching for things only because you are afraid to be alone with your own heart. You stop accepting confusion and calling it love. You stop making fear sound like wisdom. You begin to ask, does this bring peace into my life? Does this honor who I am becoming? Does this allow me to breathe freely? Does this feel like love? Or does it feel like a wound I am trying to win? These questions open a new doorway inside you. Life moves better when you are not arguing with every turn. Think of how much energy is spent resisting what is already here. You resist the delay. You resist the silence. You resist the change. You resist the ending. You resist the uncertainty. And because you resist, your pain becomes sharper. But acceptance does not mean you approve of everything. Acceptance means you stop fighting reality long enough to see what your next loving step can be. It means you stop saying, this cannot be happening, and begin asking, how do I care for myself now? This is a softer way to live. It is not always easy, but it is kinder. You no longer treat your heart like a machine that must produce faith on command. You no longer treat your or life like a race against everyone else. You no longer treat the universe like an enemy that must be convinced to bless you. You begin to live as if you are already held, even before the proof arrives. You begin to speak to yourself with more mercy. You begin to trust that your worth is not waiting at the end of an outcome. Your worth is already here. When you stop gripping, what is not meant for you may fall away. This can hurt. The mind may call it failure, but the soul may feel a quiet relief underneath the sadness, because some things stay only because we keep forcing them to stay. Some things continue only because we keep giving them our life force. Some things look like love, but they survive on our fear of letting go. When you finally stop holding them up, they may collapse. Let them. Anything that can only remain through your self-abandonment is not the safe home your heart deserves. And what is meant for you may begin to come closer in ways you did not expect. Not always with loud signs. Not always with sudden miracles. Sometimes it comes as a calm idea. Sometimes it comes as a person who treats you with ease. Sometimes it comes as a new chance that feels simple, not dramatic. Sometimes it comes as sleep returning to your body. Sometimes it comes as your own laughter coming back. Sometimes it comes as the peaceful realization that you no longer want what once consumed you. This too is life bringing what belongs to you. You do not have to force the river. You learn to move with it. You do not have to pull the sun into the sky. You learn to receive its light when it comes. You do not have to break your heart open for love. You learn to become a place where honest love can stay. You do not have to carry every answer at the same time. You learn to trust the next step, and then the next, and then the next. Life becomes less heavy when you stop demanding that it show you the whole map before you agree to walk. There is something deeply healing about saying, I am willing to let life help me. Not as a performance, not as a perfect belief, but as a quiet turning inside. A turning away from control and toward trust. A turning away from fear and toward peace. A turning away from chasing and toward receiving. You may still feel afraid sometimes. You may still want answers. You may still care deeply. But now you do not make fear your leader. You let love lead. You let peace lead. You let the wisdom of life meet the wisdom of your own heart. So let your grip soften around the thing you have been trying to force. Let the future have room to become better than the picture you keep holding in your mind. Let the people who cannot meet you reveal themselves without you chasing them into readiness. Let the doors that are truly yours open in their honest timing. Let the wrong things lose their power over your heart. Let the right things Find the version of you who is no longer begging life to prove that you are worthy. You are worthy now. You are loved now. You're safe to stop forcing now. And as you stop gripping, you may begin to feel something quiet and new. Not a loud change, not a sudden answer, but a soft space inside you that says, I do not have to fight life today. That space is where peace begins. That space is where trust begins. That space is where the old fear starts to lose its voice. And from that space, life can move in ways you could not control, but you can receive. What belongs to you does not need your panic. It needs your openness. It needs your trust. It needs you to stop standing against the flow and begin allowing the good that is already trying to reach you. What belongs to you will not need to break you before it reaches you. It may ask you to grow, but it will not ask you to destroy your peace. It may ask you to be brave, but it will not ask you to forget your worth. It may stretch your heart, open your mind, and teach you patience, but it will not keep you living in fear every day. The right thing for your soul may not always arrive in the way your mind planned, but it will never need you to become small, desperate, or empty in order to receive it. There is a difference between effort and force. Effort comes from love. Effort says, this matters to me, so I will show up with care. Force comes from fear. Force says, if I do not make this happen now, I will lose everything. Effort gives you energy because it feels connected to your truth. Force drains you because it makes you fight against the natural flow of life. Effort can be calm. Force is always tight. Effort respects timing. Force is afraid of timing. Effort allows you to stay close to yourself. Force often asks you to leave yourself behind. You may have believed that if something is meant for you, you must suffer for it without limit. You may have believed that love must be painful before it becomes real. You may have believed that a dream must make you lose sleep, lose joy, and lose trust before it can become yours. But pain is not always proof of purpose. Sometimes pain is a message. Sometimes struggle is not a sign to try harder, but a sign to look deeper. Sometimes life is not asking you to keep forcing. Sometimes life is asking you to notice what this path is doing to your heart. The right path can still challenge you. It can ask you to become honest. It can ask you to release old habits. It can ask you to stop hiding behind fear. It can ask you to trust when you cannot see everything. But a true path will not keep making you feel worthless. It will not keep making you question whether you deserve kindness. It will not keep pulling you into confusion and calling that confusion love. It will not require you to beg for simple respect. It will not require you to chase peace like it is something outside your reach. Sometimes people call it strength when they keep holding what is hurting them. They say, I am not giving up. They say, I am being loyal. They say, I am proving that I care. But love for something else should not become violence toward yourself. Loyalty to a dream should not mean betrayal of your own body. Patience with another person should not mean endless silence around your own needs. There is a kind of holding on that comes from love, and there is a kind of holding on that comes from fear of the empty space that may come after release. Your soul knows the difference. Your soul knows when something is asking you to grow and when something is asking you to disappear. Growth may feel uncomfortable, but it does not erase you. Growth may make you face truth, but it does not make you hate yourself. Growth may ask courage from you, but it does not keep you in a constant state of panic. If something always makes you feel smaller, weaker, more confused, and farther from your own light, then your heart may be trying to tell you that this is not the peace you were asking for. What belongs to you will not need you to perform your worth. You will not have to keep proving that you are kind enough, patient enough, useful enough, quiet enough, or easy enough to love. You will not have to keep bending into a shape that is not yours. You will not have to hide your truth so that something stays close. What is truly aligned with your life will have room for your real heart. It will not only love the parts of you that are convenient. It will not only stay when you give and disappear when you need. This is not only about love with another person. It is also about dreams, work, money, healing, family, and the future you are trying to build. If a dream requires effort, that is natural. But if it requires you to hate yourself every day, something is out of balance. If a goal asks discipline, that can be healthy. But if it makes you believe you are nothing until you reach it, then the goal has become a cage. If a future plan inspires you, that is beautiful. But if it steals the whole meaning of today, then your heart is paying too much. Life does not want you to earn blessings by punishing yourself. You do not have to suffer enough to deserve peace. You do not have to prove your pain before love can come. You do not have to show life how tired you are before support arrives. The universe does not need your self-abandonment as a payment. Your worth is not created by how much you can carry. Your worth is not measured by how long you can stay in a place that hurts. Your worth is already here, quiet and complete, even while you are learning how to believe it. When you force what is not aligned, you may begin to lose the sound of your own inner voice. At first, you ignore a small feeling, then you explain it away. Then you tell yourself not to be sensitive. Then you start accepting things that do not feel safe to your heart. Over time, your inner voice becomes softer, not because it has nothing to say, but because fear has been louder. You may keep asking others what you should do, when deep inside, your soul has been whispering the truth for a long time. That truth may not be harsh. It may not come like anger. It may come like tiredness. It may come like heaviness when you think about the same situation again. It may come like a quiet sadness after you keep choosing the same thing that does not choose you back. It may come like a deep wish to feel free. It may come like the simple thought, I cannot keep doing this to myself. When that truth comes, do not fear it. It is not there to punish you. It is there to lead you back to the place inside you that still knows peace is possible. What belongs to you will not need you to fight your own body. Your body is not your enemy. It is often the first place where truth appears. You may feel tight when something is not honest. You may feel tired when you keep trying to make something happen before it's time. You may feel heavy when your heart is giving more than it is receiving. You may feel restless when your mind is trying to control what your soul is ready to release. Your body is not trying to stop you from having what you want. It may be trying to help you see what is costing too much. Sometimes the thing you want is good, but the way you are holding it is painful. You may want love, but you are holding it through fear of being alone. You may want success, but you are holding it through shame. You may want clarity, but you are holding it through control. You may want change, but you are holding it through anger at where you are now. The desire itself may be pure, but the energy around it may be heavy. This is why surrender matters. Surrender does not always mean releasing the desire. Sometimes it means releasing the fear that has wrapped itself around the desire. You can say, I still want this, but I will not use it to hurt myself. You can say, I still believe in love, but I will not beg to be chosen. You can say, I still dream of a better life, but I will not hate this chapter while I am being guided forward. You can say, I still hope for the door to open, but I will not keep bleeding at the door. This is not giving up. This is choosing dignity. This is choosing peace. This is remembering that the blessing is not a blessing if it requires you to abandon the sacred place within you. There are things that life removes because they are wrong for your spirit. And there are things that life delays because your spirit is still being prepared. Both can feel painful when you are in the middle of them. The mind wants to know which one it is. It wants a label. It wants proof. It wants the whole meaning right away. But the heart does not always receive the whole meaning at the beginning. Sometimes you only know that something feels heavy. Sometimes you only know that you cannot keep forcing it in the same way. Sometimes that knowing is enough for the next step. You do not need to decide your whole future from a place of panic. You do not need to break everything open at once. You do not need to punish yourself for not knowing sooner. Healing often begins with a simple, honest moment. A moment where you admit that forcing has not brought peace. A moment where you admit that your heart is tired of living in tension. A moment where you admit that if something is truly right, it can meet you without requiring you to disappear. That moment is powerful because it brings you out of denial and back into truth. The right thing will not always be effortless, but it will carry a different feeling. It may ask you to work, but not to lose yourself. It may ask you to wait, but not to live in fear. It may ask you to trust, but not to accept disrespect. It may ask you to become stronger, but not harder toward yourself. The right thing may grow slowly, but it will not make your soul feel like it is always begging for air. There will be a sense of life in it. even when it is not perfect. There will be a sense of honesty. There will be a sense that your heart is not being asked to pay with its peace. Sometimes you do not lose what belongs to you by letting go of force. Sometimes you find out what truly belongs to you only after you stop forcing. Because forcing can keep the wrong things near and block the right things from entering. It can keep your eyes locked on a closed door while a quiet doorway opens behind you. It can make you believe that only one person, one plan, one path, or one answer can save you. But life is larger than the plan your fear created. The universe has more ways to bless you than your anxious mind can count. Let yourself be open to a gentler truth. What is meant for you can come with peace. Love can come without confusion that breaks you down. Success can come without self-hate. Healing can come without punishment. Change can come without panic. A new chapter can arrive without you forcing every piece into place. You are allowed to receive in a way that feels kind to your heart. You are allowed to stop believing that the only things worth having are the things that nearly destroy you first. There may be a part of you that does not trust gentleness yet. It may think peace is too quiet to be real. It may think calm love is boring because chaos once felt familiar. It may think a steady path is not powerful because struggle once felt like proof. Be patient with that part of you. It learned from old pain. It learned to expect that good things come with fear. But you are not trapped in that old lesson forever. You can teach your heart a new way. You can begin to believe that what is good for you does not have to feel like survival. Your peace is not too much to ask for. Your needs are not too much to honor. Your heart is not too sensitive for wanting safety. You are not weak because you are tired of forcing. You are becoming honest. You are beginning to understand that the life meant for you must include you. Not only your effort, your patience, your giving, or your ability to endure. You are part of the blessing too. A path that requires everything from you but gives nothing back to your soul is not the full life you came here to live. So let life show you what can stay without being forced. Let people show you who they are without you trying to manage every response. Let doors reveal themselves without breaking your hands against them. Let your dreams grow in soil that does not poison your peace. Let your heart learn that real love does not need fear to keep it alive. Let your spirit learn that what belongs to you will have a way of recognizing you when you are standing in your truth, not when you are begging from your wound. You are not here to be broken into worthiness. You are not here to chase what keeps running from your peace. You are not here to turn your whole life into a battle for one outcome. You are here to become more fully yourself. You are here to remember love. You are here to trust that life can meet you in ways that feel honest, kind, and aligned. And when something truly belongs to your path, it will not require the death of your inner peace. It will meet the version of you who has finally decided that forcing is no longer the same as faith. The space between wanting and receiving can feel difficult because the mind does not always understand what is happening there. You may have asked for change. You may have prayed for peace. You may have opened your heart to love, healing, clarity, or a new beginning. And then life may seem quiet. Nothing seems to move fast enough. The answer does not come in the form you expected. The sign does not appear in the way you wanted. The door does not open at the exact moment you hoped. And in that space, the mind begins to fear that nothing is happening. But the space is not empty. The space is often where life does its deepest work. It is where old attachments begin to loosen. It is where your heart learns what it truly wants, not only what fear told it to want. It is where the wrong things begin to lose their power. It is where your energy returns from places that drained it. It is where your spirit becomes ready for what you asked for. You may not see all of this from the outside, but something inside you is changing. The quiet is not always absence. Sometimes the quiet is preparation. When you want something deeply, waiting can feel like rejection. It can feel like life has gone silent. It can feel like the universe did not hear you. But life hears more than your words. Life also hears your energy. It hears the fear beneath the request. It hears the wound beneath the desire. It hears the places where you are asking for love while still believing you do not deserve it. It hears the places where you are asking for abundance while still feeling guilty for receiving. It hears the places where you are asking for peace while still holding the same painful pattern. And sometimes life answers by first helping you become able to receive. Receiving is not always as simple as getting what you want. Sometimes receiving requires softness. Sometimes it requires trust. Sometimes it requires a heart that does not run away when goodness comes near. Sometimes it requires you to stop choosing what feels familiar if what feels familiar keeps hurting you. Sometimes it requires you to release the old version of yourself who believed struggle was the only way. So the space between wanting and receiving may not be a punishment. It may be the place where you are becoming the person who can hold the blessing without fear destroying it. Think about how often the mind wants the gift, but the heart still fears the change the gift would bring. You may want love, but fear being truly seen. You may want success, but fear the responsibility that comes with it. You may want peace, but feel unsure who you are without the old chaos. You may want a new life, but feel attached to the old identity that pain gave you. This is why life sometimes moves slowly, not to deny you, but to help every part of you come into agreement with the good you are asking for. The waiting period can reveal what still needs care within you. It can show you where you do not trust life. It can show you where you still believe you must chase to receive. It can show you where you confuse silence with abandonment. It can show you where old pain is speaking louder than present truth. This does not mean you have done something wrong. It means the space is teaching you. It is showing you the places inside you that want love, attention, and healing before the next chapter opens fully. Do not hate the space. Do not call it wasted time. Do not speak to yourself as if you are behind. So much can happen in the unseen before anything changes in the visible world. Roots grow before the tree rises. The heart heals before the life changes. The mind softens before the answer becomes clear. The soul releases before the new door feels safe. You may think nothing is moving because you cannot see it, but life often begins beneath the surface. The first signs of change are not always outside you. Sometimes the first sign is that you no longer react the same way. Sometimes the first sign is that you feel tired of the old pattern. Sometimes the first sign is that you are ready to choose peace over fear. There is wisdom in the space because it slows you down enough to know yourself. If everything came the moment you wanted it, you might never discover whether the desire came from your soul or from your wound. You might never ask whether the door is truly right or only familiar. You might never learn that you can be safe even without the answer. You might never build the inner steadiness that allows a blessing to stay. The space is not only making you wait, it is helping you become clear. Sometimes what you want changes while you are waiting. At first, you may think you need a certain person, a certain path, a certain result. You may hold it tightly because it feels like the only way. But as you heal, something shifts. You begin to want peace more than proof. You begin to want respect more than attention. You begin to want alignment more than speed. You begin to want a life that feels honest, not only a life that looks good from the outset. This change is not a loss. It is your soul rising into a higher truth. The space between wanting and receiving can also protect you from receiving too soon. Something may look beautiful from far away, but not be ready to hold your heart. A door may look like an answer, but still be connected to old pain. A person may look like a dream, but not have the capacity to meet you with care. A chance may look exciting, but not be built on ground that can support you. Life may slow things down so that what comes to you is not only desired, but truly aligned. Protection does not always feel gentle while it is happening. Sometimes protection feels like delay. Sometimes protection feels like silence. Sometimes protection feels like life saying no to the version of the desire that would have hurt you. You may not see why something is taking time. You may not understand why the door is not open yet. But you can begin to trust that your life is not being ignored. There are movements happening beyond what your eyes can measure. There are inner changes taking place that will matter later. There are connections forming, lessons completing, wrong paths closing, and right paths preparing. The mind wants the whole proof at once, but the soul can learn to trust the next gentle signal. This is not about waiting with fear. This is about waiting with self-respect. Waiting with fear says, I am nothing until this comes. Waiting with self-respect says, I can desire this and still honor my life today. Waiting with fear says, if this does not happen, I am forgotten. Waiting with self-respect says, if this is not for me, life still has a way. Waiting with fear says, I must watch every detail. Waiting with self-respect says, I will do what is mine to do, and I will let life handle what is not mine. This shift makes the space lighter. While you are in the space, do not stop living. Do not put your whole heart in a waiting room and call it devotion. Do not delay your peace until the answer comes. Do not stop caring for your body, your home, your dreams, your friendships, your joy, your simple daily life. The waiting space is still part of your life. It is not a blank page. It is not a punishment. It is not a place where you must disappear until the blessing arrives. You are allowed to feel alive while life is still arranging things. The more you return to yourself, the more the space becomes sacred instead of frightening. You begin to see that waiting can be a place of healing. You begin to care for the part of you that wants to rush. You begin to speak kindly to the part of you that fears being left behind. You begin to understand that your peace does not have to wait for every question to be answered. You begin to live with more trust in the present moment. This is how you become available to receive without fear taking over. When something is truly meant for you, the space does not destroy it. Time does not ruin what is real. Honest love does not disappear because you choose peace. A true path does not vanish because you stop forcing. What is aligned with you will meet you through truth, not through panic. So if you are afraid that relaxing will make you lose what is yours, remember this: what belongs to your life does not need your anxiety to stay connected to you. It is not your fear that keeps the right things close. It is alignment. The waiting space also teaches trust in a deeper way. Trust is easy when everything happens quickly. It is easy to believe when the sign is clear, the door is open, and the answer is kind. But deeper trust is formed when life is quiet and you still choose not to abandon yourself. Deeper trust is formed when you do not know what will happen, but you decide not to turn uncertainty into self-punishment. Deeper trust is formed when you let your heart stay open without chasing. This kind of trust is not weak. It is strong, soft, and rooted. You may ask, what should I do while I wait? The answer is not to freeze. The answer is not to obsess. The answer is to come back into your own life. Care for what is in front of you. Take the honest step that is clear today. Let your heart be nourished by simple things. Speak to yourself with kindness. Release what keeps pulling you into fear. Notice where life is already supporting you. Let your daily choices become a message to your spirit that says, I am safe now. I am here now. I do not have to abandon this moment for a future I cannot control. There is a quiet beauty in becoming peaceful before the answer comes. It means you are no longer controlled by the outside world. It means you are no longer waiting for something else to tell you that you are worthy. It means you can desire, hope, dream, and still stand in your own light. This is a powerful place. This is where life can trust you with more, because you are no longer trying to use the blessing to fill the wound. You are becoming whole enough to receive from love, not from fear. The space between wanting and receiving may be where you learn that you were never empty. You were never only waiting. You were growing. You were releasing. You were remembering. You were becoming more honest about what peace means to you. You were learning to stop chasing what hurts and start making room for what heals. You were learning that life can still be good before everything is settled. You were learning that the answer is not the only gift. Sometimes the person you become while waiting is also part of the gift. So trust the space even when it feels quiet. Trust the work happening beneath what you can see. Trust the ways life is removing what cannot come with you. Trust the ways your heart is learning to receive without fear. Trust that delay does not always mean denial. Trust that silence does not always mean absence. Trust that what is meant for you can come in a way that honors your peace. And while life is arranging what belongs to you, return to yourself with love. Your life is not on hold. Your soul is being prepared for a gentler kind of receiving. The need to know every detail often comes from a heart that has been hurt before. It is not because you are difficult. It is not because you are weak. It is not because you do not have faith. It is because some part of you believes that if you can understand everything, you can protect yourself from pain. If you can know the timing, the reason, the result, and the next step, maybe nothing will surprise you. Maybe nothing will leave. Maybe nothing will fall apart. But life cannot always be lived through complete control. Some of the most beautiful things arrive through paths the mind could never plan. The mind wants certainty because certainty feels safe. It wants to know who will stay, what will work, when it will happen, why it has not happened yet, and what every silence means. It wants a clear sign before it softens. It wants proof before it trusts. It wants the map before it takes the step. But the soul often grows through a different kind of knowing. The soul does not always need the whole map. Sometimes it only needs the next honest step. Sometimes it only needs the quiet feeling that says, this is not the way anymore, or this is where peace begins. When you try to know every detail, your mind becomes tired. It keeps opening questions that do not have answers yet. It keeps looking for meaning in every small change. It keeps trying to read life before life has finished writing the page. This can make your heart feel unsafe even when nothing bad is happening in the present moment. You begin to live inside possible futures. You imagine what might go wrong. You prepare for pain that has not arrived. You argue with outcomes that do not exist yet. And while the mind is busy doing this, the body is asking for rest, and the soul is asking for trust. There is a gentle truth here. You do not need every detail in order to be guided. You do not need to see the whole road in order to take the step that is in front of you. You do not need to understand every delay in order to keep your heart open. You do not need to know why one door closed in order to believe another door can open. Life can support you even when your mind does not have full proof. The sun does not ask your mind for permission to rise. Your heart does not need to know every hidden movement of the universe in order to be held by it. This can feel hard for the part of you that learned to survive by watching everything closely. Maybe you had to study people's moods. Maybe you had to guess what would happen next. Maybe you learned that silence was dangerous, that change was sudden, that love was not always steady. So now, when life becomes uncertain, your mind tries to protect you by collecting details. It tries to control the future so the past does not happen again. But dear heart, the future cannot be healed by fear. It is healed by presence, truth, and self-trust. Self-trust does not mean you know everything. Self-trust, just means you believe you can meet life as it unfolds. It means you believe you can make loving choices when the time comes. It means you believe that even if something changes, you will not abandon yourself. It means you no longer need to control every person, every door, every answer, and every timeline in order to feel safe. You begin to know that safety is not only in what happens around you. Safety is also in the way you stay with yourself. When you release the need to know every detail, you make room for peace. Not because life becomes fully clear, but because you stop demanding that clarity arrive before you allow yourself to breathe freely. You stop making your calm depend on tomorrow's answer. You stop treating uncertainty like an enemy. You begin to understand that not knowing is not the same as being lost. Not knowing may simply mean the path is still unfolding. Not knowing may mean your next step has not been revealed because it is not time to take it yet. Not knowing may mean life is protecting you from the weight of information you do not need today. Sometimes the mind asks for details that the heart is not ready to carry. It wants to know every reason why something happened. It wants to know what someone truly thinks. It wants to know when the change will come. It wants to know whether the outcome will be exactly as imagined. But if all those answers arrived at once, would they bring peace, or would they create more fear? Sometimes life gives you only what you need for this chapter, because that is the kindest way. The rest will come when your heart has the strength and space to receive it. There is a softness in saying, I do not know yet, and I can still be okay. This is not pretending. This is not ignoring reality. This is not denying your feelings. It is choosing not to make uncertainty the ruler of your inner world. You can feel unsure and still care for yourself. You can have questions and still eat, rest, work, love, and live. You can desire an answer and still let today have some peace. You can admit that you do not know what life is doing and still believe that something wise may be moving beyond your sight. The need to know every detail can also come from not wanting to make a mistake. You may fear choosing wrong. You may fear missing the sign. You may fear waiting too long, leaving too soon, speaking too much, staying too quiet, opening your heart too wide, or closing it too fast. But no human being lives perfectly. You are allowed to learn as you go. You are allowed to change your mind when new truth appears. You are allowed to choose with the wisdom you have now, and then choose again when life shows you more. You do not need perfect certainty to live with grace. Life is not asking you to become a machine of perfect decisions. Life is inviting you to become more present, more honest, more kind to yourself. If you make a choice from fear, you can notice and return. If you stay too long somewhere, you can leave when your truth becomes clear. You open your heart and it hurts. You can hold yourself with care and learn. Nothing real is lost when you choose to keep growing. Your path is not destroyed by every imperfect step. Life has a way of using even the moments you did not understand. When you let go of needing every detail, you begin to hear the simple truth of the present. The present may not answer everything, but it often answers enough. It may show you that today you need rest. It may show you that today you need honesty. It may show you that today you need to stop checking. It may show you that today you need to take care of your own life. It may show you that today you need to let silence be silence without turning it into a whole story against yourself. The present gives smaller guidance, but smaller guidance is often the kind you can actually follow. Your mind may say, "But what if I relax and something goes wrong?" Yet worry has never been true protection. Worry can make you feel busy, but it does not always make you safe. It can make you feel prepared, but it often prepares you for pain more than peace. Real preparation is different. Real preparation is building trust in yourself. Real preparation is caring for your energy. Real preparation is learning to respond instead of react. Real preparation is knowing that you can face truth when it arrives, not exhausting yourself by fighting every imagined future before it is even here. The universe does not need you to understand every hidden step in order for it to guide you. Many blessings come through, turns you did not plan. Many answers come after you stop demanding them in one form. Many meetings happen through timing that makes no sense until later. Many closed doors become mercy only when you look back with a calmer heart. If you insist on knowing the whole meaning too soon, you may miss the beauty of how life is unfolding. Some things are understood only after you have walked far enough to see the shape of the path. Release the need to make every silence mean rejection. Release the need to make every delay mean failure. Release the need to make every change mean danger. Release the need to make every unknown detail proof that life is against you. Your mind has been trying to protect you with stories, but not every story is true. Some stories are old wounds speaking in a new moment. Some stories are fear trying to sound wise. Some stories are memories wearing the clothes of prophecy. You can thank the mind for trying to protect you and still choose a softer thought. A softer thought may sound like this: I do not need to know everything today. It may sound like, what is for me can reach me in the right way. It may sound like, I can trust myself to handle what becomes clear. It may sound like, life may be working in ways I cannot see. It may sound like, I am allowed to rest inside the unknown. These thoughts do not force belief. They open a small window for peace, and through that window, light can enter. The need for details can make you chase signs everywhere. Free. You may look for proof in every message, every dream, every delay, every small shift. But when you are desperate for signs, even signs can become stressful. You may stop trusting your own heart because you are always searching outside yourself. True guidance does not usually make you feel frantic. True guidance brings a quiet sense of recognition. It may not answer everything, but it brings you back to yourself. It does not make you beg. It does not make you panic. It brings a deeper calm even when the answer is not complete. You are allowed to ask for guidance. You are allowed to pray, reflect, and listen. But after you ask, let there be room for life to answer in its own way. Do not dig up the seed every day to see if it is growing. Do not turn every moment into a test of whether you are supported. Support may be quieter than fear expects. It may come through a calm thought, a helpful person, a change of direction, a new feeling of strength, or the simple return of peace in your body. When you stop demanding one kind of proof, you begin to recognize the many ways support can arrive. Letting go of details also allows other people to be who they are. You do not have to know every thought in someone else's mind to know how you feel in their presence. You do not have to understand every reason behind their behavior to honor what it awakens in you. You do not have to solve every mystery of another person before you decide whether the connection brings peace. Sometimes your body already knows enough. Sometimes your heart is not asking for more information. It is asking for more respect. The mind may want to keep analyzing because analysis feels safer than acceptance. If you keep thinking, maybe you do not have to feel. If you keep searching, maybe you do not have to choose. If you keep trying to understand someone, maybe you do not have to admit that the way they treat you hurts. But peace often begins when you stop turning pain into a puzzle and simply honor what is true. You do not need every detail to know that you deserve kindness. You do not need every reason to know that your heart matters. You do not need every explanation to choose peace. There is freedom in allowing life to keep some mystery. Not every mystery is a threat. Some mystery is part of beauty. Some mystery is part of timing. Some mystery is part of growth. If you knew everything ahead of time, you might not learn trust. You might not discover your own strength. You might not be surprised by how life can bring good through unexpected doors. The unknown is not always empty darkness. Sometimes it is a womb where the new life is forming quietly. You can live with questions and still be guided. You can have uncertainty and still be loved. You can feel unclear and still be on the right path. You can stop forcing details and still receive what belongs to you. In fact, many times, receiving becomes easier when the mind stops demanding the whole story. The heart opens, the body relaxes, the spirit becomes more available. Your energy stops fighting the unknown and begins cooperating with life. Let today be enough for today. Let the next step be enough for now. Let the answer come when it is ripe. Let the door open when it is real. Let the person reveal themselves through actions, not through your constant guessing. Let your life unfold without needing to hold every thread in your hands. You are not less powerful because you do not know everything. You are more peaceful because you no longer need to know everything before you trust that you are supported. The deeper truth is this: life has carried you through many moments you did not understand. You have survived days you thought would break you. You have moved through endings that once felt impossible. You have found strength after confusion, light after sadness, and new meaning after loss. Even when you did not know every detail, something within you kept going. That same strength is here now. That same life is still moving through you. That same guidance has not left you. So release the need to hold every answer at once. Release the pressure to figure out the whole future today. Release the fear that says you must know everything or nothing will be safe. You can be safe in the next honest step. You can be guided through the unknown. You can trust your heart to recognize what is true when it comes. You can let life bring what belongs to you without forcing every detail into place. The path does not need to be fully visible for your soul to keep walking. The light you need will meet you as you move. There is a moment in healing when you begin to notice how much of your energy has been living outside of you. It has been living in the answer you are waiting for. It has been living in the person you are trying to understand. It has been living in the door you keep hoping will open. It has been living in the future you keep trying to control. And because so much of you has been reaching outward, you may feel tired inside your own life. You may feel like your body is here, but your heart is always somewhere else, waiting for permission to feel safe. Let your energy come back home. Let it return from the place where you kept asking why. Let it return from the story you kept replaying in your mind. Let it return from the outcome that has taken too much space in your heart. Let it return from the fear that said you could not relax until everything was certain. You do not have to keep sending your peace away to things that have not arrived yet. You are allowed to live inside yourself again. You are allowed to feel your own life beneath your feet. When your energy is outside of you, you may begin to forget what you need. You may forget to rest. You may forget to eat with calm. You may forget to speak kindly to yourself. You may forget the simple things that bring you back to balance. Your mind becomes busy with what another person is doing, what life is not showing, what the future might bring, and what you should have done differently. But your soul is waiting for you in the present. Your soul is not waiting in the answer. Your soul is here, asking you to come back. Coming back to yourself does not mean you stop loving. It does not mean you stop dreaming. It does not mean you stop caring about what matters to you. It means you stop leaving yourself behind while you care. It means you no longer give your whole life to one outcome. It means you stop treating your own heart like it must wait outside the door until something else chooses it. You choose yourself now. Not with anger, not with bitterness, but with a quiet love that says, I matter too. For a long time, you may have believed that choosing yourself would make you lose what you love. You may have feared that if you stopped chasing, the connection would fade. If you stopped checking, the chance would disappear. If you stopped forcing, the dream would fall away. But what is truly meant for you does not need you to disappear in order to remain close. What is real does not require your self-abandonment. What belongs to your life will not punish you for having peace. Your energy is sacred. It is not something to spend endlessly on confusion. It is not something to pour into every person who cannot meet you. It is not something to give to every fear that knocks on your mind. Your energy is the light you use to build your life. It is the warmth you use to love yourself. It is the strength you use to create, heal, forgive, grow, and begin again. When you keep giving it to what does not give life back to you, you become empty. And then you may mistake emptiness for devotion. But love should not make you empty of yourself. A dream should not steal your whole life before it blesses you. Hope should not become a place where you punish your heart. When your energy comes home, you begin to feel the difference between giving from love and giving from fear. Giving from love feels open. Giving from fear feels tight. Giving from love leaves you connected to yourself. Giving from fear leaves you waiting to be saved by the same thing that drained you. Let your attention return to your body. Notice the way your heart has been carrying too much. Notice how your shoulders may have held pressure that was never yours to carry. Notice how your mind may have been trying to solve things that only time and truth can reveal. Do not judge yourself for this. You were trying to protect yourself. You were trying to find peace. You were trying to make life feel safe. But now you are allowed to protect yourself in a softer way. You can stop forcing and begin nurturing. Nurturing yourself is not selfish. It is how you become whole again. It is how you remind your heart that it does not have to earn care from the outside before it receives care from you. Speak to yourself as someone worthy of tenderness. Let your inner words become kinder. Let your daily choices tell your body that it is safe to rest from the fight. Let your home, your thoughts, your its, and your small moments become places where your spirit can settle. When you bring your energy home, you may begin to see clearly what fear once made confusing. You may realize that you were not missing the answer as much as you were missing yourself. You may realize that the thing you were chasing was not always the real desire. Maybe beneath the desire was a deeper need to feel chosen, safe, loved, seen, or supported. And once you begin giving those things to yourself, the outside world loses some of its power to control your peace. This does not mean you no longer need love from others. Human hearts are made for connection. But it means you stop begging for love from places that keep you starving. You stop calling anxiety a bond. You stop calling uncertainty a sign. You stop calling crumbs a blessing. You begin to understand that real connection does not require you to live in constant fear. Real connection allows you to be present with yourself, not only present for someone else. Let your energy come back from old memories too. Sometimes you are not only forcing the future, sometimes you are forcing the past to change. You keep thinking about what happened, what should have been said, what you should have noticed, what they should have done, what life should have given you. And the past becomes a room you keep entering, hoping to find a different ending. But healing asks you to stop trying to rewrite what is already gone. It asks you to bring your life force back to this moment where change is still possible. The past may have shaped you, but it does not have to own you. The old pain may explain some of your fear, but it does not have to guide every choice. You are allowed to become someone new from here. You are allowed to stop building your future around what once hurt you. You are allowed to let today be more than a reaction to yesterday. When your energy comes home from the past, you begin to feel your present life opening again, and let your energy return from the future. The future is not asking you to carry it all at once. It is not asking you to solve every detail before you sleep tonight. It is not asking you to know every answer before you take the next step. The future is being shaped through the way you meet this moment. If you meet this moment with fear, you feel trapped. If you meet it with trust, even a small amount of trust, you begin to create space for a gentler path. You do not need to know everything to live well today. You do not need to force the full plan into place. You do not need to keep checking whether life is still working for you. You can return to the simple truth that you are here. You are breathing. You are learning. You are becoming more honest with yourself. You are slowly releasing what kept you tied to fear. That is not small. That is a real movement of the soul. As your energy comes back home, you may feel emotions rise. You may feel sadness for how long you abandoned yourself. You may feel anger for what you accept. and when you did not know your worth. You may feel grief for the time spent chasing things that could not hold your heart. Let those feelings move through with kindness. They are not here to pull you backward. They are here to clear space. They are here because your heart is waking up to itself again. There is no shame in realizing you gave too much. There is no shame in seeing that you tried to force something because you were afraid. There is no shame in needing time to trust a new way. You are not behind. You are returning. You are learning that your peace is not something to trade for attention. Your body is not something to ignore for a dream. Your heart is not something to silence for love. Your life is not something to put on hold until another person, door, or answer decides your worth. When your energy comes home, you begin to feel stronger in a quiet way. Not hard, not closed, not bitter. Stronger because you are no longer scattered everywhere. Stronger because your attention is no longer being pulled by every fear. Stronger because you are standing closer to yourself. This kind of strength does not need to prove itself. It does not need to shout. It simply chooses peace again and again. You may still desire what you desire. You may still hope for good news. You may still care about the door, the dream, the connection, the change. But now you care from a place of fullness, not emptiness. You care while staying present in your own life. You care without letting the desire become your master. You care without letting waiting become suffering. This is a beautiful shift. This is where receiving becomes possible in a healthier way. Let the center of your life return to you, not to fear, not to another person, not to a timeline, not to a result. Let it return to the quiet truth inside you that says, I am worthy before anything arrives. Let it return to the part of you that still believes in love, but no longer wants to chase it from fear. Let it return to the part of you that still dreams, but no longer wants to turn dreams into pressure. Let it return to the part of you that knows life can bring what belongs to you without taking you away from yourself. The more you come home to yourself, the more life can meet you clearly. You stop sending mixed messages from fear. You stop asking for peace while choosing chaos. You stop asking for love while abandoning your own heart. You stop asking for abundance while living as if you are not allowed to receive. Your energy becomes cleaner. Your choices become softer. Your yes becomes more honest. Your no becomes more loving. And the path before you begins to feel less like a battle and more like a return. You are not losing anything real by coming back to yourself. You are losing the fear that made you think you had to force everything. You are losing the habit of begging life to prove your worth. You are losing the old belief that love must be chased and blessings must be wrestled into your hands. And as those old things loosen, something new becomes possible. A life where you can want without panic, love without losing yourself, hope without pressure. Wait without self-punishment. Receive without fear. The right things may not always feel easy, but they do not make your soul feel desperate. They do not make you feel like you must beg for your place. They do not make you feel like you are always running behind, always proving, always explaining, always trying to become enough. The right things may challenge you, but they also bring a quiet kind of peace. They may ask courage from you, but they do not ask you to abandon your own heart. Desperation feels like a storm inside the body. It makes the mind rush. It makes the heart reach. It makes every silence feel dangerous. It makes every delay feel personal. It makes every closed door feel like the end of your worth. When you are desperate, you may begin to accept less than what your soul needs because fear tells you that something is better than nothing. But peace teaches a deeper truth. Something that costs your self-respect is not better than nothing. A connection that keeps you begging is not better than being alone with your own healing. A door that only opens when you break yourself is not the right doorway for your spirit. The right things feel different. They may still be unknown. They may still make you nervous because new chapters often do. But underneath the nervousness, there is a softer ground. There is a sense that you can be yourself. There is a sense that you do not have to fight for basic care. There is a sense that your body is not always bracing for pain. Even if there is work to do, the work does not feel like self-betrayal. It feels like growth. When life brings what belongs to you, it often carries peace in quiet ways. It may not be dramatic. It may not make your heart race with fear. It may not look like the old pattern you used to mistake for love. It may feel simple. It may feel steady. It may feel like a door that opens without you needing to bleed at the handle. Sometimes the soul does not recognize peace at first because it has spent so long surviving chaos. But peace is not too small. Peace is not boring. Peace is the feeling of not having to fight for your own place in something. Many people confuse intensity with alignment. If it feels powerful, they think it must be meant for them. If it feels consuming, they think it must be love. If it keeps them awake at night, they think it must be important. But not every strong feeling is a sign to hold on. Sometimes intensity is an old wound being touched. Sometimes it is fear being activated. Sometimes it is the body remembering a familiar kind of pain and calling it connection. The soul must learn to ask not only, do I feel this strongly, but also, does this bring me closer to peace? Peace does not always arrive as a loud answer. It may arrive as relief. It may arrive as a softer body. It may arrive as a mirror, and that is not trying to solve everything. It may arrive as the ability to be honest without fear of punishment. It may arrive as a connection where you do not have to shrink. It may arrive as a path where effort feels meaningful, not draining. Peace is not the absence of growth. Peace is the presence of truth. If something is truly for you, it will not make you live in constant fear of losing it. You may still have human fears, because healing takes time. But the thing itself will not feed those fears every day. It will not keep pulling away and returning only enough to keep you attached. It will not keep giving hope and taking it back. It will not make you feel chosen one moment and forgotten the next. What belongs to you will bring more steadiness than confusion. It will meet you with a kind of honesty that your heart can rest inside. This is important because the old self may still be drawn to what feels hard to win. The old self may think, if I can finally make this work, then I will be worthy. The old self may think, if they choose me after all this pain, then the pain will have meaning. But your worth does not need to be proven by winning over what could not love you freely. Your healing does not need the old door to open in order to be real. You are not here to turn suffering into proof that you matter. You matter now. The right things do not require you to twist your spirit into a shape that is not yours. You do not have to become smaller to fit. You do not have to become silent to be accepted. You do not have to become perfect to be loved. You do not have to become endlessly available to be valued. There is a kind of love, a kind of path, and a kind of life that has room for the real you. Not only the easy you, not only the pleasing you, not only the strong you, the real you. When you stop forcing, you begin to notice what feels safe and what only feels familiar. Familiar may be the chase. Familiar may be the uncertainty. Familiar may be the feeling of earning love. Familiar may be the pressure to prove yourself. Familiar may be the belief that if you are not struggling, you are not trying hard enough. But safe feels different. Safe does not always excite the old wound. Safe may feel quiet at first. Safe may feel strange because it does not require panic. Safe may feel like your nervous system learning a new language. Give yourself time to learn this new language. Give yourself permission to choose peace even if fear calls it weakness. Give yourself permission to trust calm even if chaos once felt like passion. Give yourself permission to walk away from what keeps making you question your worth. You do not have to keep choosing the same kind of pain just because it is familiar. You can choose a new pattern. You can choose a softer road. You can choose what lets your soul breathe. The right door may still ask you to step forward with courage. It may still require effort, patience, and faith, but it will not make you shy or feel like you are fighting against your own life. It will not require you to betray your values. It will not make you hate yourself while trying to reach it. You will sense that the effort is building you, not breaking you. You will sense that even when the path is hard, your soul is not being asked to disappear. Desperation often says, "This must be the only way." Peace says, "Life has more than one way." Desperation says, "If this does not happen, I am lost." Peace says, if this is not for me, something truer can still find me. Desperation says, I must make them see. Peace says, I can be seen by what is able to recognize me. Desperation says, I cannot let go. Peace says, what is real will not be destroyed by my return to myself. This shift changes your whole energy. You stop approaching life like you are begging for a place in it. You stop trying to convince closed doors to become your home. You stop trying to make people ready for a love they have not chosen to give. You stop offering your whole heart to situations that only offer confusion back. And instead, you begin to align with what feels honest. You begin to choose what gives life, not only what awakens longing. You begin to trust that peace is a sign too. Sometimes peace will guide you to stay. Sometimes peace will guide you to wait. Sometimes peace will guide you to speak. Sometimes peace will guide you to leave. Peace is not always soft in the way the mind expects. Sometimes peace is strong. Sometimes peace says, no more. Sometimes peace says, this is not the way. Sometimes peace says, you have done enough. But even when peace is firm, it does not carry hatred. It carries truth. It carries respect for your soul. You may feel grief when you stop choosing desperation. That is natural. A part of you may miss the old hope. A part of you may miss the chase. A part of you may miss the version of the future you imagined. Let that part be loved. You are not foolish for hoping. You are not wrong for caring. But you are growing into a love that does not require self-loss. You are growing into a trust that does not need control. You are growing into a life where peace becomes more important than proving the old wound wrong. The right things will not always come with a sign that the mind can hold. Sometimes they come with a feeling of ease. Sometimes they come with the quiet absence of pressure. Sometimes they come through people who do not make you guess your place every day. Sometimes they come through opportunities that feel honest, even if they ask work from you. Sometimes they come through a new inner calm that makes you realize you no longer want what once made you desperate. This is a blessing too. When you no longer want what once controlled you, life has already begun to free you. When you no longer chase what once made you feel small, your energy has already risen. When you no longer accept confusion as normal, your heart has already remembered its value. Do not overlook this. Sometimes the miracle is not that the old thing returns. Sometimes the miracle is that you no longer need it to return in order to feel whole. Let the right things feel peaceful. Let them be steady. Let them be simple. Let them be kind to your heart. Do not reject peace because it does not look dramatic. Do not reject ease because struggle feels more familiar. Do not reject respect because you are used to earning crumbs. Allow yourself to be loved in ways that do not hurt your dignity. Allow yourself to receive opportunities that do not require self-hate. Allow yourself to walk paths that do not make your body live in fear. Your soul is allowed to choose calm. Your heart is allowed to choose respect. Your life is allowed to become less painful. You are allowed to stop forcing what makes you desperate and begin trusting what brings you peace. What belongs to you will not require you to beg for every small sign of care. It will not make you feel like you are always too much or not enough. It will meet you in a way that helps you come home to yourself, not run farther away. As you stop forcing, you begin to change, not all at once, and not always in ways others can see. But something inside you becomes different. You no longer want to fight for the same things in the same way. You no longer want to lose sleep over what cannot meet you with peace. You no longer want to shrink for love, rush for proof, or chase what keeps moving away. The new you begins quietly. It begins in the moment you choose not to abandon yourself again. Life responds to who you are becoming. This is why some things fall away during healing. They are not bad in the simple way the mind wants to label them. They may have been part of your path. They may have taught you something. They may have opened your eyes, but they may not match the new peace you are growing into. They may not fit the new self-respect you are learning. They may not belong in the life your soul is now ready to receive. Allow life to bring what matches the new you, not the version of you who begged to be chosen, not the version of you who feared being alone, not the version of you who accepted confusion because it felt familiar. Not the version of you who forced doors open because waiting felt unsafe. Let life bring what matches the version of you who is learning peace. The version of you who knows love should feel honest. The version of you who is willing to wait for what does not make the heart small. This requires trust, because the new may not look like what you expected. Sometimes we ask life for a blessing, but we imagine it through the eyes of the old self. We imagine the same person changing, the same door opening, the same dream arriving in the same shape, the same outcome proving that we were right to hold on. But life may be bringing something wider, cleaner, and more aligned than the old picture. If you stay too attached to the old shape, you may not recognize the new gift when it comes, the new Yao. You may need a different kind of love, a love that does not make you chase, a love that does not confuse your nervous system, a love that does not feed on your fear of losing it, a love that can sit with honesty, a love that respects your softness and your boundaries, a love that does not ask you to choose between being loved and being yourself. This kind of love may feel unfamiliar at first, but unfamiliar does not mean wrong. Sometimes unfamiliar means healed. The new you may need a different kind of success. not success built on self-punishment, not success that makes you feel worthless until you reach the next level, not success that looks beautiful from the outside while your inner life feels empty. The new you may need success that includes peace, health, purpose, and self-respect. Success that allows your heart to stay open. Success that grows from alignment, not panic. Success that blesses your life instead of consuming it. The new you may need a different kind of timing. The old self wanted everything now because waiting felt like danger. The new self is learning that timing can be kind. The old self believed delay meant rejection. The new self is learning that delay can be guidance. The old self thought life had to move fast to prove it cared. The new self is learning that what is true can arrive at the right moment, in the right way, with the right energy. When you allow life to match the new you, you stop trying to fit blessings into old patterns. You stop asking for peace while still choosing what keeps you anxious. You stop asking for love while still chasing what cannot love you freely. You stop asking for a new beginning while still holding the old ending like it is your only home. You begin to make space. You begin to say no to what no longer fits. You begin to open your hands, not because you have no desire, but because you finally trust that life may know more than fear does. Making space can feel uncomfortable. The old pattern may call you back. It may say, "This is what you know." It may say, "At least this is familiar." It may say, "What if nothing better comes?" But the new you must not be built on the fear that nothing better exists. The new you must be built on the truth that your soul deserves what brings life, not what keeps you trapped in old pain. Empty space is not always loss. Sometimes empty space is life, clearing room for what can meet you more honestly. You may not see what is coming yet. That is okay. You do not need to see the whole new chapter to stop rereading the old one. You do not need to know who will arrive to stop chasing who cannot stay with care. You do not need to know which door will open to stop breaking yourself against the one that keeps closing. You do not need to know every detail of the future to begin honoring the person you are becoming today. The new you is not created by force. It is created by return. Returning to your worth, returning to your truth, returning to your body, returning to the simple knowing that peace matters. Returning to the understanding that life does not need you to suffer in order to bless you. Every time you choose not to chase from fear, you strengthen the new you. Every time you choose honesty over fantasy, you strengthen the new you. Every time you choose self-respect over panic, you strengthen the new you. And life begins to meet that new energy. You may notice different thoughts. You may feel drawn to different choices. You may lose interest in conversations that once consumed you. You may feel less pulled toward people who live in confusion. You may begin to enjoy simple peace more than emotional drama. You may feel a new desire to care for your life in practical and loving ways. These are signs of inner change. Do not dismiss them because they are quiet. Quiet changes often become the foundation of a whole new life. What matches the new you may not need to be chased. It may come through peace. It may come through a steady opening. It may come through a connection that respects your heart. It may come through work that feels meaningful. It may come through healing that feels gentle and real. It may come through a new way of seeing yourself. Sometimes life brings what belongs to you first as a feeling inside before it arrives as a thing outside. The feeling is the doorway. The feeling says, I no longer belong to the old fear. Allow yourself to outgrow what you once begged for. This can be hard because the mind may think outgrowing means the old pain was wasted. But nothing is wasted when it brings you back to yourself. The love you gave taught you how deeply you can care. The waiting taught you what you need to heal. The closed door taught you where you were forcing. The silence taught you how much you wanted clarity. The pain taught you that peace is not small. Now you can carry the lesson without carrying the chain. You are allowed to become someone who receives better. You are allowed to become someone who no longer feels at home in confusion. You are allowed to become someone who does not need to chase to feel valuable. You are allowed to become someone who trusts calm, chooses truth, and lets life bring what fits the heart you are growing into. This is not pride. This is healing. This is the soul remembering that it was never meant to live on the edge of fear forever. Some people, paths, and dreams may not recognize the new you. They may still expect the old version, the version who overgave, the version who explained too much, the version who stayed too long, the version who carried what was not hers or his to carry. But you do not have to become old again to keep something close. If something can only stay connected to the unhealed version of you, let life reveal that truth. You are not here to shrink back into survival just to keep a familiar pattern alive. The new you deserves new support, new peace, new kindness, new honesty, new space, new trust. And sometimes life can only bring those things after you stop clinging to what matched the old wound. This is why surrender is not empty. Surrender is full of unseen movement. It clears, it opens, it prepares. It makes room for the life that can meet you at the level of your healing. Let life surprise you. Let it bring answers through doors you did not keep watching. Let it bring love through people who do not make you beg. Let it bring peace in ways that feel simple. Let it bring success through a path that does not require self-hate. Let it bring healing through gentle truth instead of painful repetition. You do not have to force the old thing to become new. Life can bring new things that already carry the energy you have been praying for. The new you may still feel fear, but fear does not have to lead. The new you may still have questions, but questions do not have to become chains. The new you may still love deeply, but love no longer needs to mean losing yourself. The new you may still hope, but hope can now stand beside self-respect. This is the balance your heart has been asking for. This is the place where life can bring what belongs to you without your hands shaking from the weight of control. Allow what matches your healing to find you. Allow what matches your peace to recognize you. Allow what matches your worth to come close. Allow what cannot match you to move away without turning that movement into a story against yourself. Not everything that leaves is proof of loss. Sometimes it is proof that your energy has changed. Sometimes it is proof that your soul is no longer available for what once kept it small. You are becoming a safer place for your own heart. And as you become safer within yourself, you become more open to the kind of life that does not need to be forced. A life where love is not a constant question. A life where dreams do not require self-abandonment. A life where waiting does not mean suffering. A life where receiving feels natural because you no longer believe you must fight for every good thing. Let the new you be met by new blessings. Let life bring what belongs to the person you are becoming. You can let go and still receive. Letting go does not mean life stops bringing good to you. It does not mean the dream disappears. It does not mean love cannot find you. It does not mean the door is closed forever. Letting go means you stop turning your desire into a place of pain. It means you release the grip, not the hope. It means you stop using fear to hold what only trust can carry. Many hearts are afraid of letting go because they think it means losing. But sometimes letting go is the way you stop losing yourself. Sometimes letting go is how you make space for the thing to come in a healthier form. Sometimes letting go is how you allow life to show you whether something is truly aligned or only held together by your effort. If it is real, it will not need your panic to remain connected to your path. If it is yours, it will not require your suffering as proof of devotion. Letting go is not giving up on love. It is giving up the need to chase love from places that cannot give it freely. Letting go is not giving up on success. It is giving up the belief that you must hate yourself until you reach it. Letting go is not giving up on healing. It is giving up the habit of reopening the same wound and calling it hope. Letting go is not giving up on life. It is giving life room to bring something better than what fear keeps demanding. You can release control and still take action. You can surrender and still make wise choices. You can trust life and still honor your needs. Surrender is not helplessness, it is partnership. It says, I will do what is mine to do, and I will stop trying to do what belongs to timing, truth, and the unseen movement of life. This is a powerful way to live. It frees you from carrying the whole weight of the future alone. When you let go, you may feel exposed at first. The mind may not know what to do without the old pattern. If you are not checking, chasing, planning, worrying, or forcing, you may wonder who you are. But this empty space is not weakness. It is the place where your real self begins to return. The self beneath the fear, the self beneath the urgency, the self beneath the old belief that love and blessings must be earned through pain. Letting go can be quiet. It can happen in the way you stop repeating the same painful thought. It can happen in the way you stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to feel worthy. It can happen in the way you stop treating delay as rejection. It can happen in the way you place your hand over your own heart and decide not to fight life today. It can happen in the way you choose peace even while the answer is still forming. You do not have to let go perfectly. You do not have to feel calm every moment. You do not have to erase desire from your heart. Some days you may feel strong. Some days fear may rise again. Some days the old urge to force may return. Meet yourself with kindness. Healing is not a straight line. Trust is learned in layers. Surrender deepens each time you return to peace after fear has tried to pull you away. What matters is not that you never feel fear. What matters is that fear is no longer the only voice you obey. You can hear fear and still choose a softer way. You can feel longing and still not chase. You can feel uncertainty and still not punish yourself. You can want something deeply and still say, I will not lose myself to get it. That is the strength of a heart that is learning to receive with dignity. Receiving requires openness. A closed fist cannot receive. A heart full of fear has little room for peace. A mind that demands only one path may miss the path life is actually opening. When you let go, you open. You open to timing. You open to guidance. You open to new forms of good. You open to the chance that what belongs to you may come differently than you imagined, but more beautifully than you expected. Sometimes what you receive after letting go is the very thing you wanted, but in a healthier way. Sometimes it is something completely different that meets your soul more deeply. Sometimes it is clarity. Sometimes it is freedom. Sometimes it is self-respect. Sometimes it is a love that does not make you chase. Sometimes it is peace before the answer. Do not decide too quickly what the blessing must look like. Life may be bringing you something your old fear did not know how to ask for. Letting go also allows truth to reveal itself. When you stop forcing, you see what moves towards you naturally and what only stayed because you carried it. You see what has life in it and what has been surviving on your fear. You see who can meet you and who only responds when you pull. You see which doors open with honesty and which doors require you to abandon your peace. This truth may not always be easy, but it is freeing, because once you see clearly, you can stop giving your life to confusion. You're allowed to receive without chasing. You are allowed to be loved without begging. You are allowed to succeed without destroying your inner world. You are allowed to be guided without knowing every detail. You are allowed to be supported by life in ways that feel gentle, steady, and real. The old belief may say good things only come through struggle, but your soul can learn a new truth. Good things can come through alignment. Good things can come through peace. Good things can come when you stop treating life like an enemy. Let go of the idea that your worry is what keeps everything together. Worry may make you feel responsible, but it does not create true safety. Your fear is not the glue holding your life in place. Your control is not the reason the right things will find you. What belongs to you is connected to you through truth, timing, and alignment, not through panic. You can rest from the belief that everything will fall apart if you stop holding it so tightly. Let go of the need to prove that you were right to care. Sometimes we keep holding because we want the pain to mean something. We want the waiting to be rewarded. We want the person, door, or outcome to come through so we can say the struggle was worth it. But your worth is not tied to whether the old thing becomes what you hoped. Your love was real, even if the outcome changes. Your effort mattered, even if the path turns. Your heart was sincere, even if life brings a different answer. Let go of the shame around wanting. You are not wrong for having desires. You are not wrong for wanting love, peace, support, healing, or a beautiful life. Desire is not the enemy. Fearful attachment is what hurts. You can want from a clean place. You can dream from a peaceful place. You can hope without gripping. You can ask life for what your heart desires and still trust that the final form may be wiser than your current picture. Let go of the belief that you must be chosen by one thing in order to be chosen by life. Life is wider than this situation. Life is wider than this delay. Life is wider than this person. Life is wider than this door. You have not reached the end of your blessings. You have not missed your only chance. You have not been forgotten because one path is unclear. There are movements happening around you and within you that your fear cannot see yet. The more you let go, the more you begin to receive yourself. This is one of the deepest gifts. You receive your own attention again. You receive your own kindness again. You receive your own dreams again. You receive your own body, your own peace, your own voice, your own life. And from that place, whatever comes next will meet a stronger, softer, more whole version of you. You will not receive as someone begging to be completed. You will receive as someone who already knows they are worthy. This changes the kind of life you build. You stop choosing from lack. You stop saying yes because you are afraid nothing else will come. You stop holding on because you fear empty space. You stop mistaking anxiety for love and pressure for purpose. You begin choosing from fullness. You begin choosing what honors the peace you worked so hard to find. You begin choosing what feels like truth, not what feels like old survival. Letting go does not close your heart. It cleans your heart. It removes the fear that has been sitting on top of your desire. It removes the panic that has been making your hope feel heavy. It removes the need to control every step. Underneath all of that, your heart is still open, maybe more open than before, because now it is not open from need. It is open from trust. You can let go of forcing and still welcome love. You can let go of control and still welcome success. You can let go of overthinking and still welcome clarity. You can let go of the old path and still welcome a better one. You can let go of the tight grip and still receive what was always meant to meet you. In fact, receiving may become easier because your hands are no longer full of fear. Let this be the truth your heart remembers. You do not have to chase what is aligned. You do not have to break for what is blessed. You do not have to force what is real. You do not have to abandon yourself for what belongs to you. Life can bring what is meant for you in a way that does not make you lose your peace. And if something cannot come without requiring you to suffer endlessly, then maybe life is protecting you from calling that thing home. So let go with love. Let go of the tightness. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the belief that everything depends on your control. Let go of the old story that says you must fight life to be blessed by it. Let go of the fear that says nothing good will come if you stop forcing. You are not closing the door to receiving. You are opening a cleaner, safer, more peaceful doorway for life to meet you. You are safe to stop trying to force what belongs to you. You are safe to loosen your grip around the outcome. You are safe to let the future unfold without carrying every detail in your mind. You are safe to return to yourself, even while life is still arranging what you cannot see. The thing meant for your path will not need you to live in fear every day. It will not need you to beg for your worth. It will not need you to become someone you are not. Let life bring what is honest. Let life bring what is kind. Let life bring what matches the peace you are learning to protect. You do not have to keep knocking on doors that make your heart feel small. You do not have to keep chasing signs from places that leave you empty. You do not have to keep proving that you deserve to be loved, supported, guided, and blessed. Your worth is not waiting in the hands of the thing you are trying to force. Your worth is already within you. Maybe life has been asking you to stop pushing, not because nothing good is coming, but because something better needs space. Maybe the delay is not against you. Maybe the silence is not the end. Maybe the closed door is not punishment. Maybe your heart is being guided away from what would have kept you tired and toward what can meet you with peace. You may not see it all yet, but you can begin to trust that not every unanswered moment is empty. What belongs to you can find you when you are no longer running from yourself. What belongs to you can meet you when your hands are open and your heart is honest. What belongs to you can arrive through a path that feels softer than the battle you have been fighting. And what does not belong to you can leave without taking your soul with it. You are allowed to release what hurts. You are allowed to receive what heals. So let your energy come home. Let your heart become light again. Let your mind rest from trying to control every hidden movement of life. Let peace become more important than pressure. Let trust become stronger than fear. Let the old need to force begin to fade. You have done enough for this moment. You are allowed to breathe freely. You are allowed to be held by life in ways you do not fully understand yet. The right things will not miss the real you. The right love will not need you to beg. The right door will not require you to break your spirit to enter. The right path will help you become more yourself, not less. And as you stop forcing, you make room for the quiet beauty of receiving. You make room for life to bring what belongs to you with peace, truth, and gentle timing. You can let go now, not with fear, not with defeat, but with trust. Trust that life knows where you are. Trust that your heart is still worthy. Trust that what is meant for you does not need to be held through panic. Trust that the good meant for your path can come closer when you stop standing in the way with worry. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are being guided into a softer way of living, a way where you no longer force life to love you, because you finally remember that life can meet you when you are at peace with yourself.